Another one of my favorites is something that I never thought that I would ever say on YouTube. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be filming a video that I have never filmed before. It's one of my favorite videos to actually watch on YouTube, so I don't know why I've never filmed this before, but I don't know, I was just sitting and brainstorming and thinking of what you guys would like to see. I actually already have a weekend in my life filmed and it was like ready to start editing, but I didn't want to do 2 weekends in my life in a row because I feel like I wanted to switch it up. So today I'm going to be filming a favorites video for you guys today. So I don't even really know the span of these favorites for me because they're definitely February favorites, but they're January favorites too, maybe even December favorites. I've never done a favorites video, so these are just my current favorites, things I'm loving right now. I have like music, podcasts, skincare, self-care, some random things that I threw in there, style. Without further ado, I'm going to get into my list. I wrote it on my phone. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the music that I've been loving recently. So some of the artists that I've been super into is number one, Jordy Cersei. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he's literally amazing. I think he was a contestant on a show, maybe The Voice, maybe American Idol, I'm not really sure off the top of my head, and he's literally so talented. He has such a cool vibe to his music. It's very like acoustic, and he is a Christian. He's not necessarily a Christian singer, but some of his songs are indicative of his faith, which I think is so cool. So some of the songs that I really like of his are Better, Friendship, and Explaining Jesus. I love Explaining Jesus. I think it has the best message. So I love Jordy Cersei. I also have been really into Rex Orange County. I'm very late on this trend. I started listening to them like 5 or 6 months ago. One of the songs that I really like is Face to Face. I also like 10 out of 10, and I like all the basic songs. I've also really been trying to be intentional about listening to more worship music so that I'm filling my head with like positive, like God-honoring thoughts and songs. Some of the songs that I've really been liking recently are Victory, which is a Liberty Worship Collective like original song, and I'm pretty sure that's on iTunes and on Spotify if y'all want to listen to it. It's Liberty's like band. It's their like worship team. They're so talented. I think it's a song that they wrote, correct me if I'm wrong. I've also really been liking God I Look to You and Goodness of God. Those have been absolute jams recently. And another artist that I've been super into is Madison Beer. I've been listening to her for literally years, but 2 of her like most recent songs have been Good and Goodbye and Selfish, and they're literally so good. She has the best voice and she's the most beautiful person on the face of the earth. Like, I don't know how she's so pretty and so talented. I'm like, choose, like you can't be both, but she is. But yeah, I really love Madison Beer's new songs. And lastly, y'all probably knew that I was going to mention this. I have an obsession with High School Musical, the musical, the series. I post about it all the time on my Instagram. Like, the first season was absolutely amazing, and the music in the show is so good. Like, y'all know I'm in love with Ricky. Nene is my girl, but I'm obsessed with the song Wondering. Like, it's literally one of my favorite songs in the entire world. Like, it went from this song on this show that I was low-key watching as a joke to one of my favorite songs. Kind of going off of music and onto podcasts. For those of you who don't know, I'm like the biggest podcast girl. Like, every single morning, you can ask my roommate, I literally wake up, I put in my AirPods so I'm not annoying her, and as I'm getting ready, I always listen to like 1 or 2 podcasts before I do my devotional. Some of my favorite podcasts are right now Crime Junkie. I'm obsessed with true crime. I can wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, put in my AirPods and listen to a crime about like a murderer, like a serial killer, and it just like doesn't scare me. I listen to them while I shower too. So Crime Junkie is literally amazing. I like the format of this show because every single episode is like a new like story. So sometimes they do like missing people, like murdered people, like serial killers. Like, it's really cool because each episode's like 45-30 minutes to like an hour. and each one is a different story. Sometimes they do like 2-part series if it's like a really long case, but I think it's really cool. They usually do like the outcomes of the case, like if the person ever ended up in jail, if anybody was convicted, and I think it's really interesting. And I don't know, I really love Crime Junkie. I also listen to The Morning Toast, which is on the complete flip side of Crime Junkie. It's a very fun, very funny podcast. It's like a pop culture podcast, and so the two hosts, they kind of talk about like 5 stories every morning that's like going on in pop culture. culture, whether it's like celebrities or like anything like that. It's so funny. The two girls are amazing, Jackie and Claudia. I love them. I feel like I know them. And lastly, I kind of wanted to give a shout out to one of my YouTube friends. Her name is Lore, and she just came out with a podcast a few weeks ago, and I think this is so cool. It's called Girl on a Train, and I know that it is on the iTunes like podcast app. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify, but y'all should go listen to it. She's amazing. She talks about like anything and everything. She is a girl living in Manhattan. She goes to Marymount Manhattan College, and it's really cool like hearing her perspective as like a college YouTuber. My next category of my favorites is kind of all over the place, but I titled it like self-care. These are all like products that I really love using, and some of them aren't even products. Some of them are like movies and stuff, but I don't know, I felt like that was like a good category name. So the first one is actually Novashine. Novashine is this company that I work with on Instagram, and if y'all see me, like I post so many stories about them. I'm literally so sorry, but I'm not sorry because I really love them so much. They're amazing. So it's basically this teeth whitening kit. What I think is so cool about Novashine is the way that you like make it like work is you plug it into your phone, which is so accessible and so easy. Like you don't have to plug it into anything else. And so yeah, it lights up. You put on this like whitening paste and you put it on the Novashine, and then you put it in your mouth, and I keep it in for like 10 to 20 minutes, and I don't know, I think this is really beneficial. It really keeps my teeth white, so I love Novashine. Shout out to Novashine. If you're watching this, I love you. Next is kind of vague, but I wrote down books. So this book is actually the book that I'm reading right now, and it's called The Sun is Also a Star. I love to read, and that's one thing that I really struggled with like going off to college, because I found myself not reading as much, and I used to read all the time back in high school and at home. So while I was at home over break, literally my camera is mounted on top of the books that I bought while I was home during break. Yeah, I just went to like a used bookstore. If y'all are watching this and reading is something that you want to pick up, then you should definitely like search in your maps, be like used bookstores like near me, because I get most of the books that I get at used bookstores, because books can get like super expensive. And yeah, so I love to read. That is the book that I'm reading right now. I'm barely into it, so I will let you guys know how it is once I finish it, but I really like it so far. I think it's a romance, and I'm a sucker for a romance. I'm super excited that I have made like a conscious effort to like start reading again, because I feel like it is really good for my mental health, and it's a good way to unplug at the end of the day instead of like being on my phone or being on my laptop when I'm trying to go to bed, because it will keep you up more the longer you're on your phone. So yeah, reading has definitely helped me like calm down. And I've also been drinking tea before I go to bed. I drink like chamomile tea. That's another one of my favorites that I have right underneath books. But tea is great. I always put honey in it because I'm a wimp and I don't like the taste of like tea without any sugar in it. So I put a little bit of honey in it, and it's so much better. I actually drank it last night. The brand that I usually use for teas is called like Tazo or something, and it's great. I use the chamomile one because that's like the sleepy time one. At night, most of the times I read a book, I make some tea. I think I'm going to be filming like a nighttime routine video soon for you guys, so y'all can see the way that I wind down and get ready for bed, including like my skincare routine and stuff like that. So comment down below if you guys would like to see one of those. I've never done a nighttime routine. I think that'd be kind of fun. The third thing on my list is actually something that I watched last night, and it's literally amazing. So I watched the Taylor Swift documentary. I am the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the entire world. Like when I was little, I used to like sleep in braids every night, so I would have like crimped hair. Like no lie, if you went to middle school with me, then you like know I would sleep in like 20 braids in my hair, and my hair would be super crimped and huge, and I used to wear cowgirl boots all the time. I am an OG Swiftie. Actually, I have a Taylor Swift poster in my room, and this is All Too Well, which is like my favorite Taylor Swift song. I want to get I Remember It All Too Well. That's kind of a long phrase, but I want to get that tattooed on me at some point. It is absolutely amazing. Like I was sobbing. Like my roommate was like, Maddie, why are you crying? Like it's not even that sad. There are a few parts that just like really got to me. Like the way that she writes her songs, it showed like the process of like her writing a few of her songs, and I was just not okay because I love her so much. Y'all ever like, do y'all have like any like celebrity or like musician that y'all just like love so much that you can't help but get emotional about just like thinking about them? Because that's me with Taylor Swift. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend, if you haven't seen the documentary yet, to watch it. It's so cool. It really talks about how like the mean things that people have said about her over the years have really gotten to her, and like her journey about getting over that and like being able to get past like relying on what people think about her as like her worth. Like, I don't even know, it was just really cool to see the way that she started to put her worth in other things other than what people say about her. So I would recommend watching it if you haven't yet. Two other things that are my favorites are actually 2 books of the Bible, which sounds kind of weird, but they are my favorites. My friends Megan, Teddy, and SB, they felt as though I should read the book of Ecclesiastes, and I have always kind of struggled with like actually sitting down and reading the Bible. And for somebody whose major is literally like missions, because I want to be a missionary, that feels weird to like openly admit and be like, hey, like I struggle with reading the Bible. So I was talking to them about that one day, and they said, Maddie, like if you want to start, I would recommend you reading this, because I've also been struggling with some like worth things and like putting my identity in other things such as like boys and like the way that people think about me. So they said, Maddie, you should read Ecclesiastes. So I started it about a month ago, and I finished it like 2 days ago. And if any of you are struggling with like putting your worth in the wrong place, or struggling with worrying about things that are like not eternal, I would definitely recommend reading Ecclesiastes. It's not really a book that people talk about all that much, but it really changed the way that I view so many things about myself and the people around me. What I would say is like the thesis of the book is that this world is fleeting, and like nothing of this world is of importance. Like what is of importance is the eternal significance of Jesus Christ, and how he is the most important thing that's ever going to exist and will ever continue to exist. So yeah, I would definitely recommend reading Ecclesiastes. And also the other book that I want to talk about is 2 Corinthians. So my best friend Allie, it was such a God thing, because as soon as I finished Ecclesiastes, my friend Allie texted me literally the day that I finished, and she was like, Maddie, you should read 2 Corinthians, because I was just starting to think like, okay, what next, God? Like, what do you want me to read? So I started reading 2 Corinthians 2 or 3 days ago, and it has literally changed my life already. It's amazing. I just started it, so I don't necessarily have like a complete like summary of it just yet, but I would recommend reading it for any of you who are, again, struggling with the same things. And I think one thing that I've already picked up on about the book is that there's like this urgency. It's a letter from Paul to the Corinthians. It's the second letter, like 2 Corinthians, like the second letter of Paul from the Corinthians. And he's basically telling them that there's an urgency to be had in like following Jesus. And I think that's so important, because as somebody goes to a Christian school, it's so easy to kind of forget that this is like the gospel. Like this is the most important thing that will ever exist. And I can become so easily numb to Jesus, because literally all 3 of my in-class classes are like Bible classes. So it's just, I don't know, like going to a Christian school, it becomes kind of monotonous over time. But I don't know, I've really been liking 2 Corinthians. I would recommend reading it if y'all feel kind of the same way, getting numb to Jesus, and it kind of makes it seem so much more real, like hearing it in Paul's letter. So yeah, I'd recommend both of those books. Completely jumping over to another topic. Another one of my favorites is actually my diffuser. So I have my diffuser right here, and it is currently lighting up. I have this like light up one. It doesn't have to do that. So if I turn it off, it does that. If I turn it back on, it's just gonna diffuse. And I have all of my oils down here. This is very unorganized. I'm sorry. I am just not a very organized girl, but I really enjoy diffusing essential oils throughout my room. I think it makes my room smell super clean. At most colleges, I don't think you're allowed to have candles, so me and my roommate don't have candles. We just rely on my diffuser. At night, we do lavender. We actually also have this one scent that I use whenever me and Abigail are kind of like feeling under the weather. My mom sent this to me. I think it's just from Amazon, but it's this like health shield scent. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it smells really good, and it kind of like clears up your sinuses. So this is another one that I would recommend. A lot of my scents are like doTERRA, which is a very popular essential oil brand. I love essential oils, and I would recommend getting a diffuser for your dorm. It really makes all the difference. Another thing that's kind of on the same topic of my diffuser is this lavender spray. I don't remember who got this for me. It might have been my friend Allie or my friend Claire, but it's actually this like lavender pillow spray. So before I go to bed every night, I spray it on my pillows, and then I don't know if this is like what I'm supposed to be doing, but I also like spray it behind my neck, and I like massage it like into like down here, and it really helps me like calm down. Lavender is like notorious for being super relaxing, and it like makes you chill out. So I'd recommend that pillow spray. Let me see what brand it is. Okay, so the brand is called Pure Origins, but I think if you just search like any type of like lavender spray on Amazon, and also like I could totally put my essential oil like lavender behind my ears and like on my temples as well. I feel like that would be like equally beneficial. But yeah, if you just search like lavender spray on Amazon, I'm sure there's like a ton of different brands. I don't really like care about the brand, but I really like this. Another favorite of mine is actually something that I did a whole like sponsored video towards, but it is Curology. I think Curology is amazing. It has literally completely transformed my skin. I have no pimples, and as somebody who has been in the past like to the dermatologist and been on like prescription stuff, and then like later on in life like got off of that and would struggle with a few breakouts every once in a while, Curology has really helped my skin. This is not sponsored, I just kind of wanted to talk about them because of how much I love them, and it is a genuine favorite of mine. I really like their whole regimen. I love when they send this to me because I love using it and it really helps. The moisturizer is a particular favorite of mine. It's awesome. It doesn't make me oily, and I'm somebody with oily skin, so yeah, this is awesome. I put it on like every single morning before I do my makeup. I use the super bottle at night before I go to bed, and then I use the cleanser before I use the super bottle at night, and I also use this in the morning, and it's awesome. This is the cleanser. So yeah, Curology rocks. This is kind of a random favorite because it's not like super expensive or special or anything, but it's my favorite perfume, and it's literally from Bath and Body Works. But every time I wear it, which is literally every day, people compliment me and they're like, you smell so good, like oh my gosh. And this is the perfume that I use. It's called Gingham by Bath and Body Works, and it's awesome, so get you some. It smells very good. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like floral. I don't even know. Like, I am not a normal girl. Like, I cannot describe scent smells. I think pretty much everything smells the same, but I really like this one. It smells super clean and fresh and floral, I think. I don't really know, but it's good. Another one of my favorites is actually something that was sent to me from a brand, and I'm so thankful because I genuinely use it every day. It's actually the Hope Fuel Hope Planner. So what's really cool about this planner is it's actually like a Christian like prayer journal type planner, so it doesn't just like hold stuff for your school. It actually is really unique in the fact that it's like a Christian planner. Okay, another one of my favorites is something that I never thought that I would ever say on YouTube or that I've enjoyed doing like at all. But another one of my self-care favorites is actually working out, but not just like going to the gym, although I have been doing that. Me and my friends usually go like as a group, and we like do like either like ab day, leg day, arm day, whatever. But one of my favorite things that I figured out is that I really like going to Pilates classes. I think that Pilates are so fun. It's kind of hard for me to explain, especially because I'm not the most athletic girl. So definitely Google like what is Pilates if you want to know. But it's a really fun class, and Liberty has like the most awesome gym and like workout facility. So you can literally sign up for classes, and like I went to a class yesterday, I'm going to another class today, and actually like my friend Ellie like teaches them, so it's super cool to like be taught by somebody that's like my friend. The last section that I wrote down is style, and I only have 3 more things that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about in terms of my favorites. So the first thing is neon. I'm sure y'all have noticed this, that I have kind of like an obsession with neon beanies, and that's because I bought this 4-pack of beanies. I have 3 of them. Oh, here's the other one. I have these beanies. I have yellow, green, pink, orange, and I wear these all the time. I think they're super fun. They're very obnoxious, but I think they're really fun, and I wear them literally once a week. Like, I think they're so cool. I actually ordered these off of Amazon in a 4-pack, and it was really cheap. I will link it down below. Y'all have asked me so many times where I got my beanies from. I think it was like 15 bucks for all 4 of them, which is a great deal because the Carhartt beanies are like 15 bucks like a piece. So I thought these were really fun because there are like neon orange like Carhartt beanies, and this is like the same thing without the logo. So I don't know, just wanted to throw that out there. Another thing that's one of my favorites is actually this necklace right here. So this is actually something that I picked up from this thing called the Lynchburg Market that we have here at Liberty that one of my best friends, Lee, started. And basically, it's this really cool thing that happens once a month. And in Lynchburg, there is this space that my friend rents out, and he has like all these like Liberty students who are like, or like vendors in the Lynchburg area, and they come and they like have little booths and they like sell their merchandise. So I actually bought this while I was there. I'm gonna read you guys the card that came with the necklace when I purchased it, because there is like a meaning behind this. It says, I urge you to reflect on who you're living for today. Is it yourself? Is it your spouse, your friends? Or maybe you would tell me it's Jesus Christ, of course. But are you giving him every last penny, so to speak? Or are you offering him the mere remains in the surplus of your life? Beloved, we have been offered the gift of the amazing grace by the King of Heaven. Let our response be nothing less than a posture of praise. As the widow gave her last mite in surrender to Jesus, Jesus, may we too hold nothing back in our lives from the King. Let's choose to honor Christ today and every day by the way we live. May this rhythm of our lives never be out of obligation, but rather pure adoration, so that others may learn to adore him too. Go and walk worthy, beloved. 2 Thessalonians 1:11-12. So this actually is the widow's mite, and it is from a story in the Bible. This widow gave the Lord the last thing that she had in surrender to Jesus. So I thought that this was a great reminder of like giving our all to Jesus. I'm going to link their Instagram down below. Each one is like $5 to $7, and they go completely to like missions organizations. It's a nonprofit. The girls who run this business make no money. It goes all to charity, all to missionaries all over the world. If y'all want to learn more information, I will link their Instagram. I would love for you guys to get one to support the girl who started this. I think her name is Mandy Ray, but she's awesome. I met her briefly at the market, but I would love to support her. I love for you guys to support her. So I will have that down below. That about wraps up all of my favorites for the month of February and kind of January and kind of December. I'm all over the place, but if y'all want this to be a series, comment down below. Let me know. Also, let me know if you want me to do a nighttime routine or a morning routine anytime soon. I've been kind of thinking about that in my head, but I want to know if you guys want to see it before I make it. Make sure to leave a like, a comment. Let me know how your day is going, what your favorite color is, whatever y'all want to comment down below. I respond to pretty much all of my comments, and put my post notifications on if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. And without further ado, I will see y'all next Friday with another new video. Bye!